Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all-new Talkin Movies. As always, I'm your host, the real Geno Reynolds, and today we're going to be talking about a movie that I didn't even know existed until a few days ago, and honestly, it's one of those movies that I kind of wish I didn't hear about. We all know that the beginning of December, or the first week, or even week and a half, is usually a time when either there's no new releases or a lot of movie studios will just kind of dump their garbage out right before the holiday movie season and the award season movies. And The Possession of Hannah Grace is one of those movies, this time Sony being the one dumping out the garbage. What this movie is about, and here's the official synopsis. When a cop who is just out of rehab takes the graveyard shift in a city hospital morgue, the city being Boston, by the way, she faces a series of bizarre, violent events caused by an evil entity in one of the corpses. Dum dum dum. Now, this movie isn't like a typical possession movie because it doesn't end in the exorcism. It actually starts with the exorcism. So, hey, that's different, right? And there will be spoilers in this review, but honestly, you're not going to really want to see this if you've even heard of it, so don't worry. But if you don't want the movie spoiled, I'll just say this. It's nothing really you haven't already seen, and it's not going to impress you at all. I won't even say it really tries. It's very tropey. So I am not going to recommend it. So if you really didn't want the movie spoiled, there you go. But now I'm going to spoil the crap out of it for you. So here we go. Okay, first things first. This movie uses a lot of tropes. If you see the poster for this movie, you can kind of see how the lights work. There's this double cross section light that when two of the lights go out, it looks like an upside down cross. Ooh, spooky, scary. Also, there's a lot of motion detector lights, so of course you're looking for the motion detector to go off when the person's not around. Oh no. So that stuff happens. That's a lot of your scares. There's a lot of jump scares. They're cheap. They're the cheapest of the cheap. Another thing that this movie just does, what other just basic stories like this, horror stories like this do, is you know who gonna die. You got the certain characters that, especially when the main character connects with another character, of course that means that character's probably gonna croak. So the few characters you meet and they connect with their characters, like, gee, I wonder if they're next. So yeah, it's a typical horror movie. It relies... look, it does try to have a story. I will say that. But with them trying to give the main character a story, or the story that they did, it just leads into the tropes, right? Of course, she used to be a cop who had a bad incident where her partner got killed. And, of course, that led her down a path of drugs. And now she's trying to get off the drugs, and of course, with her mindset being in question, of course, whenever she starts seeing the weird stuff, people are gonna be like, "Are you on the drugs?" So yeah, that's what this movie is her seeing weird stuff, and of course she so blatantly tells us at the beginning, "I don't believe in stuff like that." When the person that's hiring her says, "Oh, you're going to be working down there alone. You might start seeing stuff." "Well, I don't believe in demons and ghosts and stuff. That stuff can never happen." So yeah, this movie is just, it's short. I'll give it that. But it feels long. It's not even an hour and a half. I think it's like, this says it's 125. It feels a lot longer. To me, it did anyway. Because it's like, I've seen this stuff before. You just know like I said, she gets to know one of the security guards. It's like, gee, security boy is going to be the first to go. And then her friend that helped her get the job, who used to, who worked the job before, but she's like, she catches her with a bottle of pills, even though she hadn't taken the pills. "Did you take these pills?" "No, I believe you." And then of course she's dead. And then she gets to know one of the ambulance drivers that's dropping off a body. It's actually the one that drops off the body that goes all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs the first time. Well, he comes back and he talks about how he had problem with alcohol and stuff. And of course they connect. So of course he's going to croak. Where I don't want to give this movie credit for this, but one thing this movie did do was it telegraphed an ending that it didn't use. And I'm wondering if it was an original ending or if there's going to be an unrated cut when this comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, where they use the ending I was expecting, because the whole time they were pointing out, well, when the demon is in the person, they have one blue eye. That's the sign, right? Because this body has one blue eye the whole time. So, of course, you're thinking at the end, well, she's going to get possessed and you're going to see her and she's going to turn around, she's going to have a blue eye, right? Well, the movie didn't do that. No, the movie instead just kind of goes, nope, we're not doing that. Ha ha. She's a strong character now. She's a strong person and she's going to be okay. And I'm wondering, and it's insulting. They even cover up one of her eyes with her hair after she takes a shower at the end of the movie. And you think, oh, she's going to move it and there's the blue. Well, it doesn't do that. Now, if it would have given me a will it happen or won't it happen, that might have worked with them not doing it. But them just not doing it was just a big FU to the story they were trying to tell, the setups they were trying to do. So this whole time it was tropey and setup, and then in the end it's like, ha ha ha, we pulled the rug out from under you. And it was insulting. So this movie, I didn't hate all the characters in it. The guy that played the ambulance driver was all right. That was Nick Thune. Shay Mitchell's not terrible as the lead. It's just the story itself is kind of, it's tropey and typical and everything you'd expect, except for, again, the kind of insulting ending. So yeah, it is what it is. The girl that plays plays Hannah Grace, the villain, Kirby Johnson, she's kind of creepy at times. I mean, she does that job, but it's not it's not scary. It's honestly, in a way, kind of silly. It's not laugh out loud silly, but it's just kind of silly. It's the same stuff you've seen in other movies. The way she moves around kind of feels like maybe The Ring. Just things like that. I mean, you've seen this stuff before. You've seen the light trick done, and they overuse the lights on, lights off trick way too much in this movie. You've seen that done way better in other movies. I mean, just everything that's in this movie you've seen done way better. So there's many other horror movies out there that you don't need to go to the theater to waste your money on this one. And if it shows up on Netflix, fine. But other than that, I wouldn't waste my money going to see this one. Well, that's going to be all for this edition of Talkin Movies. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Geno YouTube channel, like this video, and if you have anything to say about this movie, if you've even heard of it, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Until next time, I'm your host, the Real Geno, Geno Reynolds. See you later.